You don't have tomorrow. Get over it. You have today. What are you thinking? Your thinking is messed up. You didn't have yesterday, and you sure don't have tomorrow. So if you're thinking there's going to be some cataclysmic, god-awful event tomorrow, I got news for you. It's already happened today in your life because you didn't live it fully. That's the cataclysmic, dreadful event. So what happened yesterday with the moon? It is a reminder to stop, slow down, get grounded, and let go of that which is no longer serving you. I wish I could see into every one of your homes and hearts and heads. I think if you would take a very good look, you would understand what it is no longer serving you. This book that's now, it is written, it's done, now I just have to get it to the publisher. It's so interesting. My beautiful friend Denise had written a cover for this book at the beginning of 2016. Cover was in the bag, done, check, over and out. Well, I pulled it up and out yesterday, and I was horrified. It was no longer me. Didn't fit at all. Even the words in the book, most of them had been so-called written 6 months ago. In the last month, every single one of them was changed. That's how rapidly nothing is fitting and nothing serves us. The book as it is now, it will serve not only me, it'll serve you when it's out, because it's succinct, it's powerful, it drives it home in a crisp, clean, clear way. That's what it's about now. All of these changes. It's clarity. It's cleanness. And anything you're clinging to that's less than that, put it down. And then there will come this regeneration. If you'll put it down, that's the ashes. And then the eagle rises. And then the better times come. And then, as the universal year closes, 2016, which is then the end of the current 9-year cycle, there is wholeness, there is integration, there's completeness. How cool is that? You close out the year, okay? You close out you. Now, I also honor really the closing out of the year more fully as we reach the Chinese New Year. It's just a more powerful energy or chi shift. But nonetheless, universally, the world is on 2016, and therefore universally, we're going into 2017, new beginnings. I just don't want you to drag all the garbage you've been dragging along, if not for these past several months, for 9 years. So you got a lot of looking to do here. You've got to, I say you've got to. You don't have to do a darn thing. You're actually perfect as you are. It's just that psychologically, you may not be where you really want to be. You may be sad. You may feel stuck. You may not have all that makes for a joyful, creative, productive life. And that's going to be your call. No one can tell you that. No one can adjust it for you. That's all up to you. All right, so I think that's it for the cosmic. Oh, well, no, there's one more thing. Okay, actually today, and it is important because I love the galactic energy. I really, really do. I should speak more of it because it makes so much sense. Today, we actually stepped into, their months are divided quite differently than our month that starts on the first of each month. Their new month started today, and the new month is called Overtone Moon. Well, Overtone Moon for 1 month, just ask yourself this one question, because it's the question of the month. How can I best empower myself? And I got news for you. Every single one of you is listening to the trash, one way or another, about these elections. You are totally disempowering yourself. If you want to stay there, have a great time. I'm not interested. And nor should you be. It is so disempowering, it's horrifying. So, that's your question of the month. How can I best empower myself? And the overtone energy is actually, it's governed by the number 5, and the number 5 has to do with a solar center. It's like that fulcrum in the middle of a seesaw. It's that balance point. And it's telling you, get back to your balance point. If you lost it, you didn't actually, it's technically impossible to lose it, but the feeling is, I've lost it. And people are even walking around saying things like that. I've lost it. Well, they've lost their awareness of the balance within. So I encourage you, operate from your center point. A center point doesn't take sides. A center point is still. A center point is the point of strength. A center point is a point of autonomy and authenticity, egolessness, fearless, and self-love. Proper self, spelled with a capital S. And once you get there, you're actually connected several ways. Once you get back, once you reclaim your inner center, you're immediately rehooked into the earth center, at the core of the Milky Way, and to the spiritual heart of creation. So it's a huge time. So this, what they call it, the overtone is called a tone 5, and it provokes you to connect with your truth and radiate that knowing. Now, I'm a little bit concerned about what people consider their truth. Generally, it's rather opinionated and stilted and thought-based and ego-based. Truth has a capital T. It's inclusive. It's bipartisan. It takes no sides. It takes no prisoners. It doesn't pick up the bomb that's been inadvertently left on your doorstep, the dirty bombs that you're picking up via the television, via the Facebook. Oh, that Facebook, I must say, it drives me totally off the wall crazy. And people spewing out the most vulgar, hateful thoughts and opinions. Don't dirty my atmosphere that way. Don't do it. Even if we never even look at this Facebook, the energies go into the outer space area that we're breathing in. I don't want that gook. And I think many of us should say the same thing. So that's the galactic energy field for the month. I just find it super exciting. Is there anything else I want to tell you about that? If you want to know anything else about it, some of you should be emailing me and saying, Elaine, could you tell me my galactic signature? You may just find overtone is part of your signature. It's very interesting. The year I was born, it was an overtone year. So no wonder I'm very interested in radiance and finding true empowerment. So it's things like that that, to me, that'd be much more interesting than flapping your lips about things that are going to change and mean nothing. All right, so why am I calling this show A Cosmic Approach? Well, I do think my feathers got fluffed out this week by different things. One of them, and I must say, I'm horrified by it. Now, I think of that word, and I think of, probably 6 or 8 weeks ago, I blogged something on my website about truly being saddened and horrified by the citizens of the United States and how they were so polarized and hate-filled. And my blog simply went on to say how much shame I felt for them. And for myself, too, because I'm one of them. I'm an American. And I'm proud to be an American. I want to be prouder. I want to do my part to reinstill that pride in this country. But where my feathers got fluffed recently, this past week, is through the whole kingdom known as the spiritual people. Well, I find that term rather nauseating anyway, because the problem is we're all spiritual. The other problem, of course, is we've all forgotten that. But the so-called spiritual beings have now taken sides in the debate in the United States. I find that inappropriate, unclassy, uncalled for, deceptive, deceitful, polarized, and I think they need a crash course in true spirituality. Some of the worst, I'm ashamed to say, have been astrologers. There's been an arrogance in their opinions and their judgments and their self-righteousness and their complacency. Downright arrogance. I've done astrology since my 20s, and I'm far away from my 20s. This week, I'm embarrassed to have anything to do with them. How dare they? Astrology is a sacred science. Astrology is to point the ways for you to be shooting for a new vision, a new ideal, new goals, new horizons. Not to polarize you into a hate stance. Are you kidding me? If your astrologer has taken sides, drop that astrologer immediately. You don't need that garbage pumped into you. You are a pure being. And that brought me to the next step of this conversation today. Cosmic. I thought, wait a minute, I'm talking about a cosmic approach. What the heck is cosmic? I've felt somehow a connection with the cosmic forever and ever. So I Googled it. I Googled to see what Mr. Google had to say. Here's what Mr. Google has to say about cosmic. An adjective of or relating to the universe or cosmos, especially as distinct from the earth. Oh boy, I went nuts. That is so untrue. That is such malarkey. Have you all forgotten you are a cosmic being? What do they mean, separate? How did that word get in there? Who writes this junk that did not understand the oneness, the lack of two-ness, our sense of non-duality? I will remind you of something that you are encoded with. You know this at the core of your being. And here it is. You are not a human being having a spiritual experience. It's just not true. You are a spiritual being having a human life. The world's gone mad. They've forgotten that. The nincompoop who put this definition in about cosmic relates to the universe or cosmos, definitely distinct from you, bud. Really? Really, Mr. Webster? Shame on you. Or whatever kamikaze wrote this nonsense. It then goes on to say extraterrestrial.